Hello YouTube, this is Asatsu5 and today I'm reviewing my eating utensils that go in my EDC bag. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm not weird in the sense that I bring my own eating utensils to fancy restaurants or fast food restaurants. These eating utensils are like if I'm picnicking or if I'm eating at work, mostly. This is what I'm eating with. I already reviewed the Longmire eating tool, and now I'm going to talk about my Opinel. And just the fact, rewind real quick, what I was using before the Opinel was my Laguiole on a block Laguiole knife with Genable wood. And this is quite a bit smaller than the Opinel. I wish it was a little bit bigger. I was using this, and I was using my potato knife, which the potato knife is more of the size I'd like for an eating knife, but something happened with my potato knife. It's no longer retaining the blade. When you open it all the way, it retains it just fine, but when you go right there, it doesn't retain. So I'm going to try to get a hammer and tap that and see if I can fix it. But as of right now, I'm using this Opinel for my kitchen cutting task. I think this is the 12. I bought this knife a while back and I lost it for X amount of time, and I just now recently found it. And I like this size for eating because it fills the hand. It just feels comfortable, and it's non-claustrophobic. It feels like I'm holding something. It doesn't feel like I'm shaking hands with a cat. So this is what I'm using to eat with. Let's see, right there. Still can't get the whole thing in frame. But some things to know about the Opinels. First off, you can lock them closed or you can lock them open. This is what's known as a penny knife. I would call them a friction folder, though like a friction folder in the truest sense that they stay open and closed with friction. Before this locking mechanism was invented, this was pretty much a friction folding knife. It's not technically it's not like the sword knives that you normally see. And it's weird. I've owned several Opinels. And I have a number 8 Opinel, which is like my dedicated apple knife. And it's not a very good apple knife far as some of its qualities are concerned. But for some reason, when I use that knife, I'm usually cutting up an apple. But there we go. Some other things you need to know about the Opinel: they'll ground very, very well. They have a nice thin grind, but they don't have the best edges. So if you have basic knife sharpening skills, you should be able to bring that apex up and actually get a hair shaving edge. Now with a steak type knife, you don't necessarily have to have it hair shaving scary sharp, although I like mine to be very, very sharp. Because if you use this on a ceramic plate, it's going to take the edge completely off. Paper plate, not so much. You're going to keep the edge with a paper plate, but with the ceramic plate, you're going to take the edge off. So keep that in mind. But yes, these don't come scary sharp from the factory. If you have a work sharp or if you have a coarse stone with some final stones and grits, you can get this to how you like it, and it's a cheap date. These knives are really, really cheap. They're kind of like Mora knives. Not to say those not expensive Mora knives, just like not to say those not expensive Opinels, but they're generally going to be very affordable knives. Anywhere from like $10 to $20, depending on the size. Something that is also worth mentioning, since this is made out of beech wood, or since it's made out of wood in general, it's going to be affected by humidity and moisture quite significantly. Sometimes this knife will be very difficult to open and it'll be a little bit difficult to shut. Sometimes if you live in a really dry environment, it might be a little bit looser. Since this knife is so affected by moisture anyways, I'm going to go ahead and recommend getting the carbon steel. When it comes to Opinels, they use two different steels. They use carbon steel and they use inox, which is a stainless steel. I think it's the same steel that they use in Victorinox, hence the name Venturia Inox. It was named after Charles Aznavour's mother, I think, and they added inox to it because that's the new steel that came out at the time. So Venturia Inox. And Opinel also uses an inox steel and or stainless. And if you like inox steel or stainless steel, it's going to be very soft, but go ahead and get it. But since it's going to be affected by moisture anyways, carbon steel is a little bit better than inox steel as far as edge retention and sharpening. So I just assume get the carbon steel one. If you're really worried about rust, you can force a patina on it and take care of that. So that's what I wanted to say about this. This is perfectly good, sufficient for all your kitchen tasks, or most of them at least. You can cut up vegetables, fruit, lettuce. You can cut up meat with it, which is what I normally use. I use this as my steak knife when I'm at work. It's a good tool to have, and it's a 12. Okay, I wasn't 100% sure. I knew it was either a 10 or a 12. It is a 12, number 12, made in France. For some reason, I'd rather use European blades in the kitchen than I do American or Japanese or whatever. I'm weird like that, you know. France, Sardinia. But I wanted to show you my eating tools, and that's it. Very, very affordable, very, very effective if you have sharpening skills. And that's it. I'm Satsu5, and I'm out.